I've attached a template to the downloads so that you can have a look at this document yourself. It's something that I used to use. It's a good starting point if you're just starting up and you haven't got other systems in place. I now use something completely different, and I'll show you that later. But this is a good starting point if you haven't invested in any systems yet or set them up. So rather than trying to remember everything in your notepad and make sure you ask all the questions you need to ask, this template helps you with that. So you're making sure that you get the right details. So you put the date, the name, the email, you've got the contact details. If possible, you can find out when the PAT or EICR is due. You're going to put a very brief description in here. And the lead source is just, so where did you first hear about me? And when they tell you where that was, whether it was a magazine, whether it was on Facebook or whatever, you can pop that in there as well. So then you're getting going with the actual job that one's doing. So we've got EICR. And we mentioned that there's also a bundle deal. I'll come on to that in another section, bundles and upsells and cross-sells and these sort of things. And you're going to put the type. There's also a quantity in some of these as well. So for example, I've got light switch here. So you want PVC, you want chrome, and in there you'll put the quantity. You might put quantity, you might put a little note that it's polished or brushed. Same thing with spotlights here. Are they standard? How many standard ones? How many LED? So I've got standard spots and shower spots, but then I've got standard lamps or LED lamps. So it goes. So this is all things that are replacements or testing and repairs, that sort of thing. Now there's some additional information to go in there just in case there's anything else that doesn't fit in those rows. Now this one is for rewire quotes. So this will be, if you get this printed, which is a good idea. I used to have an AF by pad made of these. I got several of the pads made, just cheap paper. Just find out from your local printer if they can do it. And the second side is for rewire. So standard jobs on this side, you still put the details in, but then you flip over to the second side if it's a new install or rewire. Now you might have a bit of both. You might be replacing things and fuse boards, and you might be putting in a new socket or whatever it is. So again, quantity, and it's just a quick way. So whether you end up doing the quote or you have someone that does the quotes for you, a staff member, you can give them this and it's clear what's needed. So this is basically to gather those requirements and specifications that the customer's after, whether you do it over the phone. So you're also ticking whether you called them, you've texted them, you've emailed them, and how that conversation was. You tick this one to say that the quote has been sent. That's what I used to do with my pads. And then you tick this one once they've booked. So you have a pile of these. You can look through them. All the ones that haven't been sent yet won't have the tick against quote. All the ones that haven't been booked in and you want to follow up haven't got the tick against book. As I say, there are systems that do this much quicker now, but that is a manual way if you're just starting up. Hope that's useful.